Preservatives in food create a troubling paradox that most consumers don't fully appreciate. These chemicals extend shelf life and prevent certain types of spoilage, which sounds entirely positive. But they can also mask the early stages of contamination or quality deterioration, potentially allowing dangerous pathogens to reach hazardous levels in products that still appear perfectly normal. Let's break down the mechanism because it's crucial to understanding the risk. Preservatives like sodium benzoate, BHA, BHT, and various nitrites work by suppressing microbial growth and slowing oxidation. They're particularly effective against spoilage organisms, the bacteria and fungi that make food smell bad, look bad, and taste bad. These spoilage organisms are actually your friends in a weird way. They're the alarm system that tells you food has gone wrong. When you suppress them with preservatives, you silence that alarm. But here's the critical part. Spoilage organisms are generally not the ones that make you sick. The dangerous pathogenic bacteria like Salmonella, pathogenic E. coli, and Listeria don't necessarily produce obvious spoilage signs. They can grow to dangerous levels while the food still looks, smells, and tastes fine, especially if preservatives have suppressed the spoilage organisms that would normally tip you off. There are documented cases where heavily preserved products passed their quality checks, appeared normal to consumers, but contained dangerous pathogen levels. The preservatives had done their job of preventing obvious spoilage, but they hadn't prevented pathogen growth, or at least not completely. Meanwhile, consumers had no warning signs to alert them to the problem. Now, I want to be fair to preservatives because they do serve important functions. Without preservation, our modern food distribution system would be impossible. Food would spoil too quickly to transport from production sites to consumers. Food waste would be astronomical. Many preservatives, when used appropriately, genuinely prevent pathogen growth rather than just masking it. Salt, sugar, and acid have been used safely for thousands of years. The question is one of degree and honesty. Using enough salt or acid to actually inhibit pathogen growth is one thing. Using minimal amounts of multiple preservatives to suppress spoilage indicators while not providing robust pathogen control is quite another. Unfortunately, from the outside looking at a product label, consumers often can't tell the difference. There's also the cumulative health effect question. Even if individual preservatives are safe at the concentrations present in single products, many people consume numerous preserved products daily. The total preservative load can be substantial. Some preservatives have known health concerns at high exposure levels. BHA and BHD are antioxidants that prevent fat rancidity, but they're also listed as possible carcinogens by some health authorities. Sodium benzoate can form benzene under certain conditions. Nitrites form nitrosamines. What's the right approach for consumers? First, understand that not all preservation methods are equal. Traditional methods using salt, sugar, vinegar, and temperature control generally prevent both spoilage and pathogen growth. Chemical preservatives can be more selective. Second, red labels for multiple preservatives. When you see 3, 4, 5 different preservatives in a single product, that's a red flag for heavy processing and potentially for using preservation to extend products beyond what would normally be acceptable. Third, balance preservation benefits against risks for your specific situation. Preservatives reduce food waste, which is environmentally important. They enable convenience foods that save time. For healthy adults with normal immune systems, the risks from approved preservatives are probably small. But for vulnerable populations, children, pregnant women, immunocompromised individuals, perhaps choosing minimally preserved foods is worth the extra cost and preparation time. The fundamental issue is that preservatives have made us passive recipients of food rather than active evaluators. We've outsourced the judgment of safety to manufacturers and their chosen chemicals. Sometimes that works fine. Sometimes it fails in ways we don't discover until people get sick.